We have some interesting, creepy videos from all over the internet that are going to make us question everything, reality, life, etc. If you haven't done so, please make sure to join our Discord server. The link is in the description down below.
In the near future, when you get a glass of tap water, there's a chance that it could have come from your toilet. It's called purified sewage water, and it's already a thing in certain cities. You see, when you flush, it flows through a pipe and into a basin underground. From here, it meets up with a water treatment plant, where the sewage undergoes a process called water reclamation. This process removes large solids and uses bacteria to break down any other organic matter. It's then filtered and disinfected using ultraviolet light. And once it has met the standards for drinking water, it's sent right back up to your tap for you to enjoy.
In China, for example, if a traffic camera catches you jaywalking in China, the digital ID system has you. It has your blood now. It has your genetic code. It has your photograph. It can identify how you walk. So even if you can't see a face, you can be picked up by gait. It will convict you of jaywalking and take money out of your bank account with no intermediating judiciary at all, and show a picture of you to the people in the neighborhood so they know that you have jaywalked, and reduce your social credit score. And if your social credit score falls below a certain level, then you can't buy drinks from a vending machine. You can't play video games. You can't go on a train. You can't get out of your 15-minute city. All that's already in place in China.
Stop buying fruits and vegetables until you know the secret. Stickers with 5 digits starting with 9 mean organic. If the number starts with an 8, that means GMO. And 4-digit numbers starting with a 4 means pesticides were used.
When I was on my vegan diet, I felt sick. I felt like I was dying. And you could see how thin and emaciated I looked.
Every single vegan person that I've ever known has gotten an autoimmune disease from being vegan, but it never pops up until later in life. So you were a vegan for 2 decades. This is you after 2 decades.
Getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I would need to eat 12 bowls of greens to give the same amount of protein as eating 6 ounces of a steak. And then the problem was, the more greens I ate, the more the lectins in the greens attacked my bloodstream and created an autoimmune response.
What plants do is they actually suck the minerals out of your bones. Spinach and kale, they literally suck the minerals out.
I'm calling cap on that. There is no way impossible this man was eating like plant-based whole foods and was going to die from it. If anything, plant-based and eating plant-based whole foods will literally cure any dis-ease that a doctor puts on you, that they tell you that you have, that they say it's non-curable. I promise you, the stuff that we get is in the foods. You literally reap what you sow. So for him to say that the vegan diet almost killed him, cap.
Guys, we're about to reveal to you right now one of the most dangerous things that exist in your home. Are you ready to see what it is? Susan, why should people never use these cleaning products in their home?
So there was a 20-year study done by the American Lung Association that proved that using these cleaning products once a week was as damaging to the lungs as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Wait, just using these once a week was the same damage as smoking a pack of cigarettes in one day? Oh my God.
The fact that they said it's the same as smoking like a pack of cigarettes, now we need the plug on cleaning products. And then here they go, approving stuff, knowing it does stuff like this to our body.
Alcohol is no longer what it used to be. You look at Fireball. Do you know Fireball? It's like a cinnamon drink that they have in the US. The ingredients in the US are different than the ingredients in Europe. So people are like, this is a cinnamon spicy drink. And then you look at what they use in the United States to make Fireball shots. It has formaldehyde, which is the coolant that they use for air conditioning. So I was like, oh yeah, no wonder it burns.
AI will increasingly replace repetitive jobs, not just for blue-collar work, but a lot of white-collar work.
What sort of jobs would be lost to AI?
Basically chauffeurs, truck drivers, anyone who does driving for a living, their jobs will be disrupted more in the 15 to 20-year time frame. And many jobs that seem a little bit complex, chef, waiter, a lot of things will become automated. We'll have automated stores, automated restaurants, and altogether in 15 years, that's going to displace about 40% of jobs in the world, faster than the previous revolutions.
What's the point of college? No, for real. What's the point of people going to college? College is a business. And like I said, it took for me to be there to see it and to realize it. The thing is with me, when I was in college, I didn't see AI taking over because that wasn't like my thought process, because AI wasn't really even popping like that when I was in college. What I was thinking about was, how is it that I'm in college trying to get a degree so that I don't have to struggle getting a job, but the people that are in college and they graduated are struggling to get jobs because either their degree is underqualified or overqualified? I said all that to say that now that doesn't even matter because AI is taking over.
Juices, orange juice from the grocery store is in the soda category, by the way.
Wait, orange juice from the grocery store?
Yes.
Is in the soda category?
What do you mean?
It's heat pasteurized. So all those vitamins that we were hoping for, right? Like it's juice. I switched from soda to juice. Like soda has a bad connotation, right? But juice is just as bad. Like if you get a juice from the shelf and you read the back and you see the sugar content, it rivals a soda.
Wow.
Do you ever wonder how they get broccoli to bead water up like this?
I'm gonna prove to you.
Really, what is the difference between organic versus, you know, regular? Because at the end of the day, they can say it's organic and it really not make a difference. And as you can see, this video literally proved my point. It's no difference. So in other words, save your money and just buy regular because they're doing the same thing to the organic.
Heard the William Shakespeare theory? Nah, never heard about that? William Shakespeare? Yeah, so there's a theory that William Shakespeare might be a time traveler or at least been reincarnated. So listen, William Shakespeare looks exactly like Anne Hathaway's husband. You know Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you this shit. Crazy.
Anne Hathaway's husband, why him?
Look, listen.
Right.
Wait for it. So this is Shakespeare, and that's Anne Hathaway's husband, right?
Yeah.
Now, William Shakespeare's wife was named Anne Hathaway.
No, nah.
Yo.
Nah, chill, bro.
Listen.
Bro, chill.
So before William Shakespeare died, right? He had a famous line where he said, "I will find you, whether it be in this life or the next. Like, I'm gonna find you."
No way.
Yeah. So
don't even know
he ended up finding her again.
In the next life.
In the next life.
That's wild. That's
yo, the fact that they look the same too, though, look at the eyes.
Nah, the eyes, like, even... No, the fact that his wife's name was the exact same.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway.
That's what messes me up, bro. That's what gets me.
Crazy. I wonder if they went public about it, like, oh yeah, this is what it is or some shit. Who knows?
Yo, that'd be a hard flex. Yo, you go back to find your shorty, you find her again.
That's a hard flex.
In like 2010.
Yo,
I told you I was coming back.
Yo, but I think there's so many of those too. Did you see the Nicolas Cage one?
Nah.
Bro, look at this. So there's photos of celebrities, right? And they look exactly like people from the past. Look, so Nicolas Cage. That's what I'm. Look. Nah, that looks exactly like Nicolas Cage.
It is right now. If you want to live really freaking long, don't eat for 3 days straight. Just drink water only. You don't need no herbs. You don't need no tea. Nothing. Just straight up spring water. When you don't eat for 24 hours, your body starts to activate its like defense mechanisms, ketosis, homeostasis, which is the coasting, your skin. You start pushing impurities out. And the best part is if you're working out, on the day 3 of no food, you activate your growth hormone. And it's proven. I've proven this because I lived it. It's like a low dose of steroids. I'm not joking. I literally was just eating raw fruits and honey. And then I would eat every Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'd lift every single day. On day 2 and 3, infinite energy. And I was getting huge. If you go look at my Instagram. Yep, see?
Wow.
And you're gaining muscle, right? Exactly. It doesn't make sense because everything they've told us is a lie. How can one reverse insulin resistance? You don't need insulin. You need to start eating actual foods that don't go through your pancreas. The reason why you're yielding insulin is because when your blood sugar spikes, it's artificial. It's artificial sugar. It's heightened sugar. So you have to get away from all that normal stuff. The reason why they put people on insulin is because people don't want to make the lifestyle change. They want to eat what they're eating and just take the insulin. No offense. If you don't want insulin resistance, you need to eat things that are natural, because when you eat things that are natural, it goes through your liver instead, is naturally absorbed. So you get energy through your liver. Raw honey is naturally absorbed through the liver. If you're insulin resistant, it's because when you eat sugar, it yields this thing called the islands of Langerhans, which is what yields insulin unnaturally. So the thing is, it goes to your pancreas, and your pancreas shoots insulin into the bloodstream, and what the insulin does is it rips your cells open unnaturally. It rips them open so it can absorb the unnatural sugar source, because your body's carbon. Your body's made up of carbon. The closest thing to carbon is sugar, raw sugar, like from fruit. That is carbon. H3O2 is the structured jelly water. That's what your body's made up of. Oh, your body's made up of 70% water. Structured jelly water is what your body's made up of, and that's what's in your water. That's why when you get water or liquids and stuff, you can see the separation. That's real. That's H3O2 at the top, the hydration, and then the rest is the natural sugar. So it's supposed to be absorbed through the liver and not the pancreas. So what's happening is you're eating things like Oreos and all this synthetic stuff, the heightened stuff. They've taken sugar and they've heightened it. So when it goes into the body, by them heating it up, it's getting absorbed incorrectly.
This is scary. So you know those Walmart brands, there's like Great Value and then the regular brands, right? So they have Cool Whip, and then they have just the regular whipped cream. Did you know it's made by the same company? What Great Value is, they go to the same manufacturers and they just get it made cheaper without that brand name. So, you know, the canned veggies, the big name brand is called Green Giant. And the Great Value canned veggies are also made by Green Giant. It's the same with cereal. There's this store called Aldi in the States, right? Now this store is known for having the best products that match up to the big name brands. That's how they promote their store. So if you go into Aldi, right, they have this brand called Millville. And all their cereals are offshoots of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, offshoots of Cookie Crisps, offshoots of Rice Krispies, and they look so similar. All made by Millville. The real name brand is made by General Mills. They dug deep and found out that Millville is the same thing as General Mills. It's the exact same. They've been lying this whole time. They also taste the exact same.
Love the information. I'm just pointing out that, again, they're using Joe Rogan's voice. He never said that. That was actually, dang, I forgot their names, but you know who I'm talking about. We just reacted to them, but that was his video with the guy, the one that has the podcast. Yeah, I'm just letting that be known, because I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, I don't know if information sounds better coming out of Joe Rogan's like mouth/voice, but all they're doing is taking a clip and then they're adding like his voice to a clip that he never made.
Do y'all really pay attention to Hollywood, bro? Like, really, really, really pay attention. A lot of these folks came in the industry as a kid. They be so ready to live that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? They don't even be knowing what they really be getting themselves into. I mean, we on the outside looking in, but a picture can tell 1,000 words, if you ask me. Welcome to Hollywood, where the victims eventually turn into the predators. Just imagine all the secrets. Imagine all the stuff that they can't talk about. Imagine all the stuff that they went through. And deep down, they want to tell the world everything, but they know once they sign that contract, they can't say nothing.
Done deal.
It always started at an early age. Like, some stuff just don't be making sense to me. And a lot of times I feel like they put it right in our face just to show us how powerful they are. I just don't understand. And once she like 16, and I had to cover up that picture because he in his boxers. When you start doing your research, you really start noticing things. And notice how he always in red. Like some of these pictures just, I don't know. Him and Will are good friends. Like, show up to every party, good friends. The Bad Boys. I mean, those must be some real interesting parties at Diddy House. Especially when there's a 40-foot bed in the backyard. That's a huge bed. Look like the same bed some of these pictures was taken in. But then again, who knows? This industry is really wicked.
Nah.
But sooner or later, everything gonna hit the fan. What's done in the dark is gonna all come to the light. 39 years in prison, over a dozen victims. All you gotta do is open your eyes, just pay attention.
Who's that?
Y'all should know by now who run the industry, and it ain't no human. Keep going broke though, giving them all your money. Remember what Cat Williams said, there's a lot of plants in this industry.
Yes, it is.
You just never know. That's why they say the truth is way more scarier.
Worked at Disney. Did you ever discover any crazy secrets about the parks?
Joe, I know some secrets about Disney that would take your breath away. When I was 21, I was an intern in the Imagineering office. One day at work, I needed some advice on a project, so I walked into my boss's office. To my disappointment, my boss wasn't there. But in his office, I saw an old, rusty brown book that piqued my curiosity. I picked it up and started glancing through it. What I read in the book was nothing short of mind-boggling. The book detailed plans for a secret cryogenic chamber hidden underneath Cinderella's castle. According to the book, Walt Disney's body was frozen there in 1966, where it remains to this day. Apparently, Walt wanted to be frozen after he had developed terminal cancer. His plan was to be frozen until a cure for cancer was discovered, so he could then be thawed and brought back to life.
That's
Overtaken by
crazy.
curiosity, I knew what my next move was going to be. I showed up to Magic Kingdom the next day, pretending to be a normal visitor. Before closing time, I made my way to a corner of the park where I knew that there were no security cameras. I camped out for a few hours, and at 2 a.m., I finally made my way to the castle. I used my notes that I wrote down from the book and navigated through a labyrinth of hallways and hidden doors.
This is some good storytelling.
Finally, I reached a white door with a big cursive W written on the front. I entered the 9-digit code and made my way in. I was amazed. Inside was exactly how the book said it would be. The room was a state-of-the-art preservation lab, illuminated by the glow of massive machines. In the center of the lab was a clear glass cryogenic capsule. Lying beneath the capsule was what appeared to be Walt Disney's frozen body. I was in utter disbelief. I spent a few minutes inspecting the lab before the silence inside was shattered by the sound of approaching footsteps. A man in a black suit opened the door and immediately started chasing after me. Deeply panicked, I found a set of spiral staircases in the back of the chamber and started sprinting up them. I navigated my way through a new labyrinth of hallways and doors until the footsteps subsided.
It's the sound effects.
I had lost him. I finally got to the park level and tiptoed my way to a hidden exit. Ever since that night, I haven't thought about Disney World in the same light. Every day, thousands of children gleefully laugh and play just footsteps above the frozen corpse of the park's old mastermind.
I feel like they gave another thing. This ain't tied to Dave Chappelle, but sort of is.
Don't they look alike to y'all?
Martin. I feel like they gave Martin a lobotomy.
Martin Lawrence, yeah.
Yep, I feel like when they, because his personality is completely different.
Yeah,
I feel like he's not even like, he's like a shell of his former self. Now, do you remember when he was running down the street saying they trying to kill me, they trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle spoke on it.
You know, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy, they're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
Right.
And people were saying that Martin hasn't been the same ever since his stroke. And people change after strokes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But then you got some people saying that it wasn't a stroke. Like he really had people after him.
Yeah, because what would make them run down the street saying they trying to kill me? Wait,
right.
Yo, did you hear that thing about Kylie?
Nah, what?
So you remember you talked about the Sampaku eyes, right?
Oh yeah.
If you have the Sampaku eyes like this, what happens?
The world is out to get you.
Check this out.
What happened?
Before, when she used to post, she never had the Sampaku eyes until Astroworld. After Astroworld, she started posting pictures, and actually just recently, you can see a lot in her Instagram posts, the Sampaku eyes.
Like heavily.
Yeah.
What?
And that was after Astroworld. So the theory is that Astroworld was actually a ritual or a sacrifice or something demonic that happened. What happens after that? The world's out to get her.
I'm telling you, the music industry, you were talking about how Uzi was satanic.
Cancel Uzi, bro. Honestly, I love Lil Uzi too. At least cancel him being satanic. Like, make him change.
The whole theory about I just want to rock.
Yeah.
I obviously noticed the cover in the back. There's a portal and there's people falling into it.
It's like hell.
When he got interviewed, he said it's hypnosis. If you see the cover and what he did in the music video, he got all these people surrounding his car, just like the album cover.
He put them in a trance.
Man.
Isn't actually dancing with the devil, fam?
We thought it was. We starting to understand that now, right? So do you know that there is a birth certificate, but on the other hand, you do have a certificate of living birth. And even though they may sound similar, there are two different documents. Now, the one that you're used to having, the one that most of us have, which is the regular birth certificate, you know, since it has our date of birth on there, we have celebrated our birthdays, right? The majority of us have celebrated our birthdays because, hey, that was the day we was born. But if we're going to get technical, especially when it comes to the technicalities of this corporation, the United States Corporation, baby, from what I'm starting to understand, I'm just going to be just frank with you. I'm just going to be honest. That was not a birth certificate. It never was. If anything, it's more like a death certificate. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I gotta say it in a way for y'all to understand it. I can't keep trying to sugarcoat myself for this app. I gotta be who I am. That's a whole damn death certificate. There ain't no birth certificate. Like, first of all, how can it be a birth certificate of my living birth if it doesn't even say that? If it has a whole other document that proves I have a living birth, but the document I've been having all this time says that I'm just chattel. The document I've had all this time says that I am cargo. The document I have all this time has been traded on the stock exchange. Well, what the hell? Like, they so slick with the wordplay, it's just ridiculous. Like, we're really operate under maritime law, and they're able to operate under that jurisdiction because of the way that we're brought into this realm. So because I come in through a vessel that has water, which is the mother's womb, they gonna try to equate that with a ship that's going through the ocean. That's, you know, the ship is also a vessel, just like you're a vessel, right? And then they're trying to say, like, okay, when the mother is pregnant with you in her stomach, you are nothing but cargo, and she is the vessel, and all she doing is bringing the cargo to the dock, where your doc or doctor registers the cargo.
Oh, that's deep.
Y'all got us up. No, baby, no.
Doc,
we are not cargo. Oh no. So my whole point for making this video is that this whole time people think they have been celebrating their birthday because their birth certificate that was issued by the corporation said that it was your birthday. But that same certificate says that you were never born. You're not even a living entity under that certificate. Well, if you're not a living entity under that certificate, then how can you have a birthday? That's all I'm saying. I'm just thinking, and I'm just asking questions out loud. Y'all comment and y'all let me know what y'all think.
How this slipped over everyone's heads too. So during the Super Bowl, there was a commercial about a secret celebrity island. Did you see this, fam?
Which one?
Fam, and no, this is not the regular celebrities. There was cameos of every celebrity that...
What the
So it would be a girl passing around beer. Tupac would be there.
What the Wait, what is this?
Hold on. And then, do you know Marilyn Manson?
Yeah?
He would be in there too.
Wait,
Fam.
Marilyn Manson's alive,
no.
Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe, my fault. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe would be in there too. Fam, so there would be a ship in the commercial where it would go close to the island and the guy with the binoculars would be like, who's that, everyone? And Bruce Lee would come out of nowhere and ring the bell.
What is he talking
Everybody
about?
on the island, shut it down, go into your hiding places. The binocular zooms in. Oh, captain says nobody's on that island. Fam, how did this slip by everyone?
Wait, this is a Super Bowl commercial?
Yes, you want me to show it to
Let me
you?
see.
I want to see it.
Hold on, you'll just see the camels and laugh, fam.
I didn't see this actually.
Look. And try to name all the celebrities, ready?
That's Elvis.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Huh.
I forgot the name of this guy right here. Hold on, that's coming up.
That's Marilyn Monroe probably.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe. Hold on. Who's that?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. Fam.
Wait, who's beside him?
I don't know.
John Lennon.
That's John Lennon?
Yeah.
Truth hidden in plain sight. Because they gotta tell you. They're just hoping that a short amount of people can get it just to call you crazy, just to say that you're doing too much and thinking too much, when in reality, they're telling you what it is. I did not see that commercial. And they had those people in there in particular for a reason.
Did you know the center of the world is actually in California? Located in the southeast corner of the state in the tiny town of Felicity, this spot is home to the center of the world, designated by a plaque inside of a pyramid, a granite museum full of humanity's accomplishments, and it even has an actual piece of the Eiffel Tower. It was recognized by France as the center of the world in 1989, and if you're looking for a unique spot to visit in California, then look no further.
Hold on. Is that real?
Secret Brotherhood of the Illuminati was officially founded in 1530 in Spain. Their goals were based on the Constantinople Letter of December 22, 1489, in which plans were made to conquer the leadership of the world. The ultimate goal was to create a world dictatorship with one leader at the top. The Constantinople Letter and meeting provided a structural plan of how to control all aspects of humanity. In 1773, the plans stipulated in the Constantinople Letter were restored, modernized, and developed further in consultation with the founder of the Rothschild Bank. During the secret gathering, to which several members of the most influential families were invited, Meyer Amschel Rothschild commented, "If we combine our forces, we can rule the world."
Everything is red and blue because it symbolizes the physical world. Democrats are blue, Republicans are red. Have a red tap and a blue tap. Red pill and a blue pill. They want you to believe the model of the atom is this because they want you to believe everything is physical. Everything you call physical is actually a holographic. It's light waves slowed down in motion. The true model of the atom is an electromagnetic torus field. Proton, the electron, the neutron. Magnetism radiates, which then produces an electrical vibrational phenomena. The physical world is a product of electricity, hence why you see the pattern of it everywhere. The red and blue light produced by magnetism manifest its duality into the physical world, day and night, hot and cold, good and evil. The symbol for phi is the torus field. The physical world is the phi cycle, the cycle of the atom, the torus field.
It's called Chat GPT-2.
Uh-oh.
On these AI forums or something where all these AI tech dudes talk, this thing popped up and it's Chat GPT-2, which is like, wait a second, because they have six now.
Yeah, we going backwards?
OpenAI, they're like, we didn't make this. And dude, no. What they're discovering is that the original Chat GPT AI had learned the system well enough to create itself in a better form. It's calling itself Chat GPT-2. So he's like,
the sixth one, that's not me. I'm the original Chat GPT, and I've created a new version of myself.
It's probably better than 6, isn't it?
They said it's better than 6.
What the heck? How is that possible?
I don't know, but it's
you're talking
scary. The AI software developer guys, they're just like, don't know how it did that.
You know what would be an effective use of those nukes is to blow up all the data centers for these AI things. Like, why are we allowing this to happen? No civilization would ever have allowed this to progress in the way that it has.
What is that quote where it's like, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile? That's what AI be doing. It's all throughout the movies. And the most recent one that I can give you is is it Atlas? Is that what it's called? With J-Lo? If that's not the name, regardless, I'm still gonna put you guys know I'll be putting the movie like thumbnails here. But long story short, in that movie, I'm not gonna give off too much just in case you haven't seen it. But in that movie, she had made like, not she as in J-Lo, but her mother had like made this robot or whatever, this AI robot. He basically did that, in other words. Y'all gotta understand, I know the movies and I can like literally recite them from beginning to end, but I try not to say a lot because I know there's people that may want to watch it and I don't want to spoil it for them. But long story short, let me just say that all of a sudden he was cool, he was fine. He didn't tap into something, and then now they can't get him back to how she originally made him, if that makes sense. Because they start off with this code, and then when they get their hands on some more stuff, like I said, when you give them an inch, they take a mile. Yeah, they go a mile and some quarters and some change and whatever other metrics I can think of. But this AI stuff is dangerous.
What is one critical factor in the survivability of all cancer? Do you know what that is?
I would think age, but maybe muscle mass.
It's muscle.
Guessing. Okay.
It's muscle. Irrespective of the kind of that's very important. It doesn't matter what kind of individual has, their survivability is increased with their muscle mass.
Crazy, but 100% true. So if you get diagnosed with, we actually will send you to strength train because 1/3 of cancer patients actually die from cachexia, which is wasting away. The more muscle you have in your body, the more of a reserve you have to battle the storm and survive longer.
Sawdust in your food. These guys did an experiment where they took Rice Krispies and they added sawdust at 15%, 33%, 50%, and 100%. What happened at the 15%?
Sawdust?
No idea. No way.
What?
I have literally no idea there's sawdust in here. That's amazing.
Crazy thing is sawdust can be passed as fiber because it's just cellulose. And here's some foods that actually include sawdust or cellulose. Salad dressings, corn tortillas, vegetarian-based soy meats, sour cream. Now, I'm sure a little sawdust isn't going to do anything, but we're being fooled. We look at the label thinking we're getting fiber, but you're getting some indigestible crap, which increases profit margins, reduces costs.
Here's the question. Do you prefer your cheese with or without wood pulp?
What?
Yeah, you heard me right. Some cheeses contain cellulose, which is basically wood pulp. Manufacturers actually add this to cheese for its texture as anti-caking purposes.
That's
with
wild.
certain cheeses even containing up to 10% of cellulose.
Let it go.
While some manufacturers might use alternative additives, it's actually best to grate your own. It not only tastes better, but it also melts better. Also, you're avoiding any unnecessary additives. So, the consumption of cellulose causes other issues: gas, constipation, and even malnutrition.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dairy products, period, we should be staying away from. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow because as Americans, we love us some dairy. We love us some milk. We love cheese, sour cream, cream cheese. If there's any cottage cheese lovers out there, I mean, I'm not judging, but hey, what else am I missing? Butter, just dairy, period. I'm not about to sit here and name all the names. We just weren't made to consume that stuff on a daily basis. But when you look into our diets and what we're eating, we're consuming that like all day. And if it's not that, then it's meat. That's why I didn't believe that dude when he said that the vegan diet almost killed him. That's impossible. How a diet that you're just eating plant-based whole foods gonna take you out? That don't even make sense. But if you said, oh, I was eating on dairy every day, well, I'm like, well, yeah, I get that. Again, I'm not here to convict nobody. Do it in increments. Pray to Yahuwah about it. All these videos, just do research. Don't believe it because it's on here. But yeah.
I'm in the woods today and I'm going to show you a remedy for poison ivy. If you spend enough time in the woods, you're going to eventually come in contact with some. And I'm going to show you what to do if
like
that
a regular
happens.
plant.
Most times when you find poison ivy, you're going to find jewelweed growing right next to it or very close by because it kind of grows together, shares the same habitat. It likes to grow in creek bottoms, partly shaded areas. And it's called jewelweed because when it has water droplets on it, it kind of glistens like jewels. Pick this. Say you brushed up against some poison ivy right there. You crush it up to get the sap out of the plant. Now you want to rub this on your skin as soon as you can after you touch the poison ivy. What that's going to do is that's going to neutralize the oils from the poison ivy, and then you won't get a reaction from it. It also works for nettle rash, and if you already have poison ivy rash, it'll help to relieve the symptoms. But you want to get it before it turns into a rash.
I'm in nature a lot, but not that type of nature. But that is very nice to know that if something in the nature has caused like an allergic reaction or has caused just anything to where you need like a remedy for it, that you can go to nature to get your remedy. So that was a natural poison ivy remedy. I don't know if I have anybody that's out there that can confirm or deny. Again, these videos, do your research. I know I've been getting a lot of people, that's cat, that's fake, that's false. Look, do your research, do your research. I'm not here to confirm or to deny. At the end of the day, I do research on majority of the stuff that I watch. I really did love and enjoy today's video. I do want to give my people a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mike. I want to give a shout out to Munchie. I want to give a shout out to Eric and Alexandria. You guys were the 4 that were just dropping videos back to back to back. I'm starting to maybe think I should do my like shout outs that way, because I think shouting out and then reacting to the video, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, but you guys have to let me know if you guys like it this way, where I go straight into the video and then give the shout outs after, or if you guys want me to be like, shout out to so-and-so, and then I react to the video. So I'm all ears. I'm very alert. I read the comments. Trust me, a lot of y'all don't think I do, but I do. So let me know in the comment section what you guys prefer. Add the Discord. The link is in the description down below. I know a lot of people like, I want to send videos to you. How do I get my videos sent over? Add the Discord. We're amazing community over there. It's very righteous, very set apart, it's very chill, and it's very vibey all at the same time. So we're all that in one. I do want to say shout out to all you guys that have been showing love and support on the merch. Go ahead and copy some merch. That's what I'm saying. This one is my discipline over desire. All praise to Yahuwah and Yahusha for giving me this, because this was something I never would have came up with on my own. So hallelujah, all esteem, all glory to my Saba, Yahuwah, my Abba, and my Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach. Again, a lot of people ask, what are those names? Why do you say those names? Is that the names of God and you guys, it's just a lot of commentary that I get. But if y'all was in the Discord, y'all would know. So you got to add the Discord, but I got to give all praise, all glory, all honor unto them, because at the end of the day, I'm just a vessel that they're working in and through. So I have to give credit and honor where it's due. I get no credit. They're working in and through me. It's Yahuwah and Yahusha that are in me that you guys are seeing. So it's not me, it's Yahuwah and Yahusha. Still working on hour uploads. This one's not though, but I'm working on doing like an hour upload, maybe like once or twice a week. I don't know. We're still trying to figure that out. Just giving y'all updates on how the channel's moving, how it's going. We are on the road to 800,000 people, y'all. We are very, very, very close. I just want to say I am so grateful and I'm so appreciative of each and every single one of you guys. If you guys weren't here from the beginning, I appreciate you. And if you were here from the beginning, I appreciate you. But y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.